Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for being here. This is your co-host, Kelsey Aida, and I am here with my bestie and co-host, Lindsay Robinson. She's a hypnotherapist. I call myself an inspirational blogger, author, writer, all those things. I'm here to inspire and help you, basically. And we have the lovely Bree. How do I say your last name correctly? Because I don't want to mess it up.
Melanson. It's also
Melanson.
very
I was going to say
American,
Melanson.
Melanson.
Like a melon.
Yeah.
Melanson.
It's probably more correct. Yeah. It's
Bree
Melanson. It's
Melanson.
French, you know?
She is here to talk about a very, very fascinating, interesting topic that I know Lindsay is so excited to dive into because she's always like, we got to get someone on the show to talk about this stuff. And Bree is a spiritual channel and facilitator, and she has a wide array of knowledge and connection with ETs. And so that's kind of the direction we're going to go with our conversation today. For years, she's been channeling the Pleiadians and the Lemurians, and we're just going to dive into all the fun alien stuff. So thanks for being here, Bree.
Oh, an honor. Thank you.
Yeah. Lindsay, I know you're full of questions, so I'm just going to let you start.
I'm so scared to talk. Is it sounding okay?
It is. So Lindsay,
Yeah,
you guys, so you know, she's having some Wi-Fi troubles. Also, they're reaching her house, so it might be loud in the background. So we're having technical difficulties in the last few episodes, but you know, the show must go on. So we are here to serve you guys every week, good Wi-Fi or bad Wi-Fi. And that's how much we love you. So please excuse if anything is weird. And Lindsay, ask your question.
Okay. So, hi, Bree. Hi. I'm so happy to have you on and talk about all the fun, cool mysteries of life and space. But I guess where we always like to start with people is how you got started. Like, what I want to know is when was the first time you were like, oh my gosh, that's an alien that I'm talking to? Do you know what I mean? Or like, what's your first kind of experience dipping your toe in this kind of concept, this realm?
So I had a mentor, or have a mentor. She's still my mentor. And she was doing these activations. She did like a series over 12 months or something. And she did one towards the end that was like, I'm not very energetically sensitive. I tend to like just not get like, I don't feel all the energy. Like people will be like, oh my gosh, like clearing their chakras. And I'm like, what? Calm down. Like, but they at the end of that activation, I felt like so high. Like I felt like I was on drugs and I was like, need more. What was that? And she was working with the Pleiadians for this particular activation, and she had also taught me how to channel. And so I went home, I think probably like that week or something, and just was like, what's up? Who are you? What's the deal? What's the tea? And just started asking questions about them. And I had never really gotten into like, and I still, just recently, so this was like in 2014, 2015. And throughout the years, I've never really watched any like alien stuff because I didn't, particularly when I started channeling the Pleiadians and Lemurians, I didn't want any of that information to be tainted. Like I just wanted it to be clear. And so that first time that I channeled, they were like, yeah, well, they, not particularly the Pleiadians, but ETs, they were just like, well, we kind of made you. And they wwere calling it the experiment. And I was like, can we use another word maybe? Like, and they were like, experience. And I was like, that's better. Thank you. Go on. And all of their messages have always been so loving and supportive and high vibrational. And they were like, yeah, we've been working, not only did we kind of engineer you, but we, and they've also said like, and you have free will in that, like, we're not just like some, robots or something, like it is still the part of the we-ness. Like that I kind of am like, it can be Jesus and ETs, like we can all, it can all be a thing. But so they were like, yeah, we've been working with, humanity forever. You'll find cave drawings of us. Like, and they were just going on and on about all this stuff. And they always share stuff that I'm like, it just feels so out there that it's really hard for me to digest. But lately I've been finally like starting to watch some of those shows on whatever UFOs. And a lot of what they share is like things that they've shared with me. And I'm like,
So hold on, Bree, are you talking
yeah,
about Ancient Aliens? Because I remember telling you, like, you have to watch this. Did you watch it?
just last week I started watching it. Yeah. And I was
So
dying because
good.
I was like, oh my God, that's what I said. That's what I said about that. I mean, not everything, because
No.
sometimes, particularly with UFO shows, and they're like, and maybe
Yeah.
also. And you're like, that's might be a reach. So, but as far as like making the connection, because, you know, Kelsey and I were talking before we started recording, and you know, we're like, yeah, we're cool with Lemurians, we're cool with Pleiadians, yeah, we love that. And then when it comes to like it being an actual thing, we're like, well, I don't know if aliens are real. I'm like, who do you think I've been talking to all these years? There's like this, it just has to kind of click, I think, differently. And for me, that happened when I don't mean to like jump the gun, but, and we can segue, but
Do it,
when
jump.
I had those, you like asked me one question and I was like, also about my favorite color. But no, the abductions, which is also, I'm not crazy about the word abductions.
Well,
But
because
I think
that
that's,
sounds like opposite of what you said before about the whole free will thing. Because like if you're being abducted, then that doesn't really sound like it's with your free will.
yeah, we should call it a visitation,
A holiday?
a holiday, a little
I had this vacation in
dimensional
space.
dip. Yeah, I went for a dimensional dip. It was amazing.
Dimensional dip. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, so then that was, you know, I guess when I first connected with them and continued to channel them for years. In 2017 or 18, I think it's 2017, I was in Vancouver. I tend to go there a lot. I have a lot of friends that live there. My mom lives in British Columbia. And I had these markings on my back, like my upper back, kind of mid neck. And I was really, really tired. And the markings were like this diamond shape of these perfect little dots. Like, I think there were like maybe 4 rows of 3, but in like a perfect formation right here. And I was like, what is that? And I was just like, did I sleep on something? Is from a lawn chair? I was just like really trying to put it together. I had no idea. And I was so tired. And I got to my mom's. I like flew to wherever she was and lives now. And I just had this feeling like, what, maybe so. And I like Googled alien abductions on back, and they were the same formation. They were like the same thing. And I had that moment of, I was like, I kind of like almost cried. I was like, that's not fair. Like, what happened? I felt violated. I was triggered. Did not die though. Did not die.
I'm sorry, I cannot stop laughing. I'm gonna mute my mic.
She's hilarious.
Yo, I love an audience. Okay, just kidding. So I had sometimes when you're, you know, as you guys know, like when things are close to you, they're like harder to, you know, I didn't want to look. I felt like I'm not going to be able to look at this. So I called a psychic friend, and she channeled a bit, and she was basically like, I mean, any channeled message is just like, you guys chill. Like they were just, she was just like, it was a, you know, energetic adjustment, and about your growth rate and this and that and the other. And then it happened again, like a few months later, same, was in Vancouver, went to go see my mom, was really tired. And I was like, and I didn't even think, but then I was going to bed and I looked in the mirror and the marks were there. And I was like, oh my God. So that area in particular is quite active, and that is something that they explain. And since then, I've connected to just be like, all right, what's the deal on visitations? And in this case, they were like, yes, it was an upgrade, because I tend to be kind of lazy when it comes to connecting. Like if I'm not in service or dying, I like don't connect. Like And they were like, you don't tend to like.
You guys just to know, like, we are cracking up on the other side of our mics. Like, she's
I'm like literally dying at everything Bree says right now, because also I can relate as a channel.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not important, like, I'm not gonna connect. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna choose to be a normal person who's not into all this information all the time.
We are all Bree.
Right.
Now.
Well, we're here to be
Yes.
human.
Right.
Yeah. And also, it doesn't help to just like have your senses open all the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. But I could be a little bit more proactive. Like, you know, sometimes I'm like,
There's a balance.
you can access all the information in the universe. I'm like, not interested.
Seriously. People are always like, don't you want to talk to dead people more? And I'm like, no. Why?
It's a hard pass for me.
Oh man. But yeah, they've kind of explained like I mean, it's crazy. What they were just like, so I do actually want to stop talking and like pass it over, but I like dived into the whole thing, and
now you got to keep going. You got to ride the wave.
But we're almost there. Stay in it, honeymoons. We're almost there. So when I asked later, because by this time, you know, enough time had passed, I had become accustomed. The other part with the free will is that I knew I had read my mentor a while ago, because she had asked, like, she had a mark on her arm, and she had the class. And nobody wanted to connect because it was like, quote unquote, aliens. I was like, I'll ask. And I just saw that like her soul had said yes, because here she is, this psychic. She's like full of information. She sees into the depths of people. I mean, she's more of a healer than anything. And so her soul had given permission around what is good for the greater good, because she was like, I didn't, you know, she was the same. She's like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, what the heck? So I knew that that kind of was a part of it. And they lovingly slayed me, and they were just like, you know, you don't really connect to create these adjustments for yourself, and you just keep going into these like other realms and whatever growth. So they said they took like this like data of all my potential realities within a certain radius. So if it included this radius, it would include this moment and your experience of this moment. So they did that. They said that and my body didn't like leave the room. It's like your ethereal body, but they can still take a sample and get literally like all of my information genetically and energetically, and it sounds crazy, create like a hologram Bree. Like they could just like recreate Bree, like, and they also took a sample of like Earth, with, you know, how my body is, you know, about whatever, how the Earth's doing in the air. And they said, you know, within all of that, it also helped to solidify certain potential pathways for myself, like an upgrade or whatever. So I'm hoping that's the case. I hope it wasn't just like the juge wasn't sucked out of me. And but there is this whole like, have you guys watched CE5? Lindsay, have you watched?
I did not yet, and I know I promised you I would with my husband, and we still haven't gotten to. We have so much to do, but I really, really want to watch it. I really do.
Like the banister.
The banister, and yes, and we just installed our home bar, and it's so gorgeous, you guys.
Oh, priorities.
We're living life, okay, over here.
You're doing the human thing, like we said. That's why we came here, you know.
But I do want to watch it. So tell everybody, in case they don't know, what it is and why it's important, because I just think it sounds so cool.
Well, Stephen Greer has been in the ET game for a long time, and he has a few documentaries. One is Disclosure, which is on Netflix in the States, really good. He has another one called Sirius that I know is on Gaia, Sirius. And then his most recent one is CE5, which is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. And again, I know this sounds cray-cray, but he explains that a lot of the more traumatic abductions are actually government simulations. So the government is like, when there's been, I know, I'm just like, but this is one of the reasons why I'm coming out with it, because I'm just like, they're about to, I mean, it's so hilarious that they're like creating a space, whatever, like
Space
a defense. Force. Yeah, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, they're so much more advanced than us. We're just
yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that, human.
But I think, yeah, good luck. But it is to instill fear in us. I do believe that it is the next attempt at getting us in fear and control. And so he explains that, you know, there's been like these crashes, and not only in the States and in other places in the world, and they've like recreated, like reverse engineered some of the crafts, and then they do these like traumatic abductions. I don't know, I know it sounds insane, but it is something to note that, like, A, I've only had positive, loving experiences, and B, just to be wary of what is fed, particularly by the government, around aliens.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first of all, I'm never going to be surprised again by what our government is capable of. Mm-hmm. I'm just never. So no, my question is a two-parter, and maybe you can answer these both. But number one, is that why, do you think, in your personal opinion, is that why they released all of the UFO stuff that they did have, like the sealed folders and whatever? And then two, I know this is, they don't relate, but are there actually grays? Like gray, the aliens that they talk about with the little bodies and the big black eyes, the ones that are causing all the ruckus, right, in the abductions, like, are they a real thing? Are they just a lower vibrational creature that's from another planet? Do you know what I mean?
I guess I would just pose, are they though? Are they lower vibrational?
Well, that's the thing.
Or is that something that we've been fed?
Yeah.
You know? And I think, like with anything, when you're connecting intuitively or just in life, you have boundaries, right? Like, you, just because you open yourself intuitively doesn't mean you have to experience the gamut of all things. Like, I love teaching boundaries and empowering people how to connect, because that's a total, you know, misbelief. So I think, like with anything else, if you know, are empowered, like, you're not going to experience anything that you don't want to.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah. I can definitely second that, because I have really strong energetic boundaries, and nothing bad or scary or weird ever happens to me, because I tell them, don't fucking come in my house at night. I don't want to see no shadows coming in and out of the fireplace. I don't want any dead people bothering me when I'm trying to sleep. Like, only beings of love, light, and compassion are available to even connect with me, and also on my timing when I want to open up to it.
Yeah. Nobody messes with me, man. Not allowed.
So step, okay? Yeah, I'm the same way. And so yeah, I think, you know, to not allow, if it's about ETs or whatever it is, like, don't get caught up in the psychic drama and the kind of tales. I do think that they are starting to release this type of thing because A, potentially it's the next plan, and B, I think they kind of have to, because we are aware. And so so I think it's like, come on, you guys, the gig is up. So one of the things that Stephen Greer has just come out with is an app called CE5, and it teaches you how to what he calls close encounters of the fifth kind. The fifth kind is human initiated. So you're like, hey guys, what's up? Let's see it. Let's show me whatever. So I really suggest his app. It explains a lot of stuff, and it's more so it's for them to physicalize And I actually, I'm like, now I'm so on this tip. Like I have gear, I have night vision goggles, I've got lasers. I have a local group that I'm a part of, and we just got together a couple months ago, and we had the craziest sighting. And it's on my Instagram under, I have a highlight called ETs. It's like, and I was losing it. And I'm like behind the camera going, oh my, you, just like not chill. Very.
It's
not
one
chill.
thing to like, it's one thing to believe it as a concept and maybe even have a couple experiences, but when it's in your face, like when it's actually your physical body is getting the proof of it right before your eyes, it's a whole other thing. Like you're bridging gaps that you don't even know were there. It's crazy. I've never seen it in person. Like I feel like I might have, but I don't know for sure. When you stand there and you know for sure what you're seeing could not be of this earth, or how could this be? Like it's a crazy experience. I've heard from so many people. My husband yesterday showed me a video on his phone, and he's like, okay, seriously though, what is that? What is that? And it was like someone had a sighting they were in the middle of the ocean on some, like, I don't know if it was a cruise or just like a fishing trip. It was the middle of the ocean, and there were a few other people there, and the guy was just like, open ocean, nothing here. Boom, what is that? And it was like a series of like bright lights, and my husband freaked out a little. He's like, what is that? Seriously though, what is it? I'm like, babe, it's aliens. What are you gonna do? It's crazy though.
Yeah, it is so, I mean, I felt, I was just so happy, and it just really opened me up. And I've been, when it's clear, I've been going out and just hanging out underneath the stars, and have seen some since. But I think, it can be overwhelming because we don't have a lot of reference for it. But I was telling Kelsey too, it's like, we have to be able to kind of like redefine ourselves in order to define them. And that's why people close, because we're like, it's like talking about religion or politics.
Yeah.
We're like, no, this is what keeps me safe, and this is what I've figured out.
Hey there, thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to watch the extended version where you get the full podcast episode in a video format, just go to patreon.com/highvibe. The link is in the description. That's where you can become a supporter of the show, listen to all the episodes via video format, and each week you get extended versions of the show, meaning you get to see the pregame behind the scenes, and also you get an extended interview with whoever we're guesting, or if it's me and Lindsay, we usually pull cards for you guys, fun stuff like that. So go check it out. There's lots of cool goodies, including a free copy of my book, a free audio hypnosis from Lindsay. She's a hypnotherapist. And yeah, we just want to give you all the goods, all the content. So head over to patreon.com/highvibe to become a Patreon.
Or if you'd rather listen to the rest of this episode, head over to highvibinit.com, where you'll see all the links to everywhere that it's getting streamed. Click your favorite one and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Thanks for listening.